Have you ever wondered who the richest families in the world are? With massive fortunes spanning generations, these billionaire dynasties wield power and influence across the globe. In today's video, where we will be counting down the top 10 richest families in 2024. From old money to new money, we will look at how these families built their empires and maintained their wealth over decades. Now let's dive in. Number 10. The Boehringer and von Baumbach families. Kicking off our list at number 10 are the Boehringer and von Baumbach families of Germany, with a combined net worth of $59 billion. Their wealth comes from Boehringer Ingelheim, a pharmaceutical company founded in 1885 by Albert Boehringer. Today, after 135 years and 5 generations of family ownership, it is one of the world's leading medicine producers, focusing on prescription drugs for respiratory and metabolic diseases, as well as over-the-counter products. Current CEO Hubertus von Baumbach is the great-great-grandson of the founder. With over 50,000 employees worldwide, Boehringer Ingelheim generates over $20 billion in annual revenue. While the majority of their wealth is tied to the company, the families also own stakes in other investments. The Boehringer and von Baumbach families are known for their extensive philanthropic efforts in supporting scientific innovation and medical research around the world. However, their business has not been without controversy. In the past, the company was criticized for allegedly collaborating with the Nazi regime during World War II. Number 9. The Thomson family. At number 9, with an estimated net worth of $61 billion, is Canada's wealthiest family, the Thomsons. Their fortune originated from Roy Thomson, who started a radio company in Ontario during the 1930s. His son Ken expanded the business into television and newspapers, eventually building a media empire spanning print, broadcast, and digital platforms. Today, Thomson Reuters remains one of the biggest information and mass media firms in the world. While no longer wholly owned by the family, the Thomson heirs remain the controlling shareholders of Thomson Reuters through their holding company Woodbridge. The company employs over 20,000 people and generates annual revenues exceeding $6 billion. The family's current patriarch, David Thomson, is the third Baron Thomson of Fleet and Roy's grandson. While much of the family's focus remains on growing their media empire, the heirs are also known for their savvy investments in real estate and blue-chip companies. Art collectors at heart, the family owns an extensive collection, including works by Monet and Kandinsky. Number 8. The Cargill-Macmillan family. Claiming the 8th spot with an estimated net worth of $65.2 billion is the renowned Cargill-Macmillan family dynasty. As the owners of Cargill Incorporated, they oversee one of the largest privately held companies in America. For over 155 years, spanning 6 generations, the descendants of founder William Cargill have owned and expanded this agribusiness giant. It all began with William Cargill's single-grain storage warehouse in Iowa back in 1865. Through the decades, his heirs transformed this into a sprawling global food and agriculture powerhouse. Today, Cargill has over 155,000 employees across 70 countries and continents. In 2023 alone, Cargill amassed over $165 billion in annual revenues. As the undisputed largest producer of ground beef worldwide, Cargill dominates commodities trading, meat processing, industrial farming, and more. From fertilizers and animal nutrition to financial services, Cargill's reach is unparalleled. While the company remains 100% owned by the Cargill and Macmillan families, the current generation has pivoted to focus more intently on sustainable practices and regenerative agriculture. This includes initiatives to improve soil health, reduce emissions, and protect natural ecosystems. Although they maintain an exceptionally low profile, shunning publicity, the Cargill and Macmillan heirs operate extensive philanthropic efforts. Their Cargill Foundation donates over $700 million annually, focusing especially on nutrition access, food security, and supporting rural communities worldwide. From the Midwest to South America, the Cargill and Macmillan families have left an indelible mark over the decades. With over 20 billionaires amongst their ranks currently, their dynasty remains as influential as ever. 7. The Wertheimer family. In 7th spot with an estimated $79 billion fortune is the French dynasty of the Wertheimers. the venerable family behind the iconic luxury brand Chanel. Their fascinating history with Chanel began in 1924 when businessman Pierre Wertheimer invested capital to finance Coco Chanel's early perfume and couture house. This seed partnership bore fruit over the decades as Chanel grew into one of the most instantly recognizable luxury brands globally under the Wertheimers' ownership. Today, Pierre's grandsons Alain and Gerard Wertheimer helmed the company after inheriting their father Jacques' stake. With over 300 boutiques worldwide and annual revenues exceeding $11 billion annually, Chanel has retained its aura of exclusivity and mystique. While the Wertheimer brothers rarely grant interviews or make public appearances, they have selectively diversified their empire, adding luxury Swiss watchmakers Bell & Ross and diamond retailer De Beers to their portfolio. The family has cultivated an aura of privacy and mystery around themselves. Known as avid horse racing fans and thoroughbred breeders, the brothers also own notable vineyards in France along with some prime Napa Valley wineries. Passionate art patrons, their cultural influence extends from Europe to the United States. With more young heirs being groomed to lead Chanel's future, the Wertheimer dynasty remains as strong as ever after nearly a century at fashion's helm. Number 6. The Ambani family. Just missing out on the top 5 ranks is India's affluent Ambani family, with a net worth estimated at $94 billion. Founder Dhirubhai Ambani paved the road to riches by building the Reliance conglomerate from scratch in the 1960s. After his untimely death, his sons Mukesh and Anil took the reins and expanded rapidly. Today, Reliance Industries has a formidable presence across oil and gas, petrochemicals, telecom, retail, and technology. With interests spanning India's largest private oil refinery to the disruptive telecom upstart Jio platforms, Reliance has transformed India's corporate landscape over the past half-century. Despite their notorious sibling rivalry, Mukesh and Anil's fortunes remain closely interlinked. Older brother Mukesh chairs Reliance Industries, while Anil oversees the telecom and digital businesses. With an estimated net worth of $90 billion, Mukesh is among Asia's wealthiest individuals. The Ambanis lead lavish lifestyles, with Mukesh's iconic 27-floor Mumbai residence Antilia valued at over $1 billion. Boasting 3 helipads, a grand ballroom, and underground parking for over 160 cars, it is a peek into the family's opulence. However, the Ambanis also direct extensive philanthropic efforts through the Reliance Foundation, which funds healthcare, education, and disaster relief across India. For all their privileges, the Ambanis attract controversies too, often criticized for wielding too much political influence. But regardless of scandals, their empire continues growing rapidly, cementing their status among India's richest modern dynasties. Number 5. The Al Saud family. Entering the top 5 richest families globally is Saudi Arabia's sprawling House of Saud, with an estimated collective net worth exceeding $100 billion. Ever since the 1930s formation of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Al Saud royals have reigned, presiding over some of the world's most profitable oil reserves. Their legacy traces back to King Abdulaziz, known historically as Ibn Saud, who unified Saudi Arabia's territories in the early 20th century. His conquests laid the foundation for decades of Al Saud family rule. Today, his descendants and heirs control the kingdom's vast oil wealth, which comes from the state-owned company Saudi Aramco. Generating over $1 billion daily in revenues, Saudi Aramco is integral to the Al Saud family's mammoth wealth. Within their inner circles, the Saudi royals lead lavish lifestyles with access to untold privileges. However, they tend to avoid openly flaunting their wealth, having worked to slowly modernize Saudi Arabia over the decades. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has attempted to portray himself as a reformer, although not without hitches and criticism over human rights concerns. Nonetheless, given Saudi Arabia's oil dominance, the sprawling Al Saud dynasty seems destined to remain atop the upper echelons of wealth for the foreseeable future. Number 4. The Hermes family. Now entering the top ranks at number 4 is the French luxury dynasty, the Hermes family, with a fortune estimated at around $112 billion. The House of Hermes has its roots in 1837, when Thierry Hermes first established an equestrian leather workshop in Paris. This artisanal beginning blossomed over 6 generations into a fashion empire built on their iconic silk scarves and Birkin bags. Currently, Axel Dumas serves as the family member leading Hermes as executive chairman, representing the 6th generation at the helm. With over 14,000 employees and annual revenues exceeding $8 billion, Hermes has cemented its stature among the most elite global fashion labels. The discreet Hermes family collectively retains almost 75% ownership of the company. Avoiding the limelight, the Hares let their coveted handcrafted creations speak for themselves. The family eschews openly flaunting their wealth, despite the immense fortunes at their disposal. In recent years, Hermes has invested substantially in ethical production, acquiring supplier tanneries and farms to ensure transparency and sustainability. With more young heirs being groomed for future leadership, the family's legacy endures as a pillar of French luxury and quiet old money style, even amidst rapid changes in the fashion landscape. Number 3. The Koch brothers. The storied Koch brothers and Koch Industries sit at number 3 on our list with a net worth of $128.8 billion. Charles and David Koch built one of the largest private companies in America today, spanning oil refining, commodities, energy, and investments. After gaining full control from other family members, their combined wealth soared past $100 billion, making them consistent fixtures on Forbes' billionaires ranking. David Koch's 2019 death left older brother Charles, now in his 80s, as the sole inheritor. While David was more involved in their political network, Charles continued to run Koch Industries as chairman and CEO. Both brothers have been intensely scrutinized for funding right-wing political causes and climate change denial groups. This led to many boycotts over the years against their consumer brands, including Dixie cups and Brawny paper towels. The next generation, including Chase Koch, seems keen to reshape the company's reputation. But the Koch family's impact, both good and bad, will continue reverberating for decades to come. Number 2. The Mars family. We're nearing the top now with the Mars family and their $160 billion fortune earned through their confectionery empire. It all began in 1911, when Frank Mars started selling candy from his Washington kitchen. His son Forrest eventually took over the family business in the 1930s, transforming it into the behemoth corporation, Mars Incorporated, we know today. Spanning 4 generations, the Mars family has built one of the world's largest candy companies, producing classics like M&M's, Snickers, Skittles, and more. While still 100% owned by the Mars heirs, the $40 billion revenue company has diversified into pet care, food, and other businesses. They are notoriously secretive, with only rare sightings of the heirs who shy away from publicity. Mars family members continue holding top positions in the company, like CEO Grant Reed. They are dedicated philanthropists who have donated over $80 million to conservation, education, science, and the arts. But they have faced criticism and lawsuits over M&M's child labor practices abroad and the environmental impact of palm oil used in its chocolates. Nevertheless, their sweet treats empire continues to thrive generation after generation. Number 1. The Walton family. Finally, claiming the top spot with a mammoth fortune of $238 billion is none other than the Waltons, the family behind retail giant Walmart. It all started in 1962, when Sam Walton opened the first Walmart in Rogers, Arkansas. His descendants have since built Walmart into the world's largest company by revenue, employing over 2 million people globally across over 10,000 stores. Although they own just under 50% of Walmart today, their majority stake ensures durable family control for generations to come. Alice, Jim, and Rob Walton currently head the family and sit on the company's board. While known for their charitable efforts through the Walton Foundation, the Waltons have faced constant criticisms over Walmart's unfair labor practices, along with contributing to inequality and urban sprawl. Nonetheless, their transformative impact on American retail has cemented their status as one of the wealthiest and most influential families in business history. Outro. And that wraps up our countdown of the top 10 richest families in the world for 2024. From pharmaceuticals and media to luxury brands and retail, these billionaire dynasties dominate entire industries, all while keeping their family legacies thriving for decades to come. What did you think of our list? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching.